This presentation, I'm going to talk about a wonderful tool and service called FormSite. Now, FormSite enables you or your IT people to create, host, and distribute web forms or web pages that are compatible with multiple devices, whether it be a smartphone, a tablet, or a computer. And in this presentation, I'm going to demonstrate how to create a registration form. This is a situation where a company is encouraging people to register as new customers, and in return for registering as a new customer, they will receive a free gift. And the screen that you're looking at right now is the FormSite webpage. I have two tabs open on my computer. I will click on the tab where I've already logged in. I've already logged into my FormSite account. If you or your IT people have a FormSite account, you will see a form very similar to this one. And like I said, we're going to create a new registration form. So I click on Create New Form. Have three choices: Start from Scratch, where you go step by step; Quick Start with AI, where you're asked multiple questions, and based on those many questions that you're asked, then you're given a form that you can then modify. Or you can use a template where you're asked one or two questions and you're presented with a template that you can modify. I'm going to go and start from scratch so we can look at step by step. I'll just call it new customer. The first thing I want to add to that new customer form, I will click on formatting items. I will click and drag a heading and drop it on the top of that form. Now the new potential customer will see this text that I'm going to type. And you see the text is left justified. I prefer to have it centered. And you see the text is moved to the center. And instead of a solid background color, you can change the color to whatever you like. I prefer to have an image. I would click that second image. Now click the slider just to darken the image a little bit. And I'm also going to change the height of that image. Click on Save, and now we see the beginnings of a registration form, but all we have is a header. I'm going to click on Item Blocks. Now click and drag a contact block and drop it below the header. And by default, the software presents us with what is called the box format. And it asks for multiple pieces of information from the person that's registering. You do not have to use all of these fields. You can delete some of them once you start to customize the form. But we will accept the default. In top label, this particular format is more navigatable, easily navigated on a smartphone. We have a small amount of screen real estate. The box format here, that once I'm showing here, is not so friendly for small screen. The top label is much more friendly, I believe. Now we'll click on Save. Now you see what we have is the beginnings of a registration form. If I wanted to fill this out right now, I could fill it out. The issue with filling this out right now is that no customizations have been made to this form yet. The form is there, and there's a database behind the form to hold the information once it's entered, but we don't know it's being entered yet because we haven't told the form what to do with the information. It's going to excuse me, it's going to save the info by default, but it's not going to let us notify it. If it doesn't notify us that it's been filled out, then it does no good. So want to do is click on Form Settings. Instead of view this form on FormSite, so once we start sharing this form on social media, that's the text that will be shown, is view this form on FormSite. I don't want that. Obviously, I'm not a marketing person, but, and we'll choose image. What image do you want to be seen when you share this link via social media? What image do you want to be shown? I will choose that one. And based on the level of, depending upon the level of your FormSite account, you can opt to not show the FormSite branding on the form, and I can click on Save. Now changes have been saved now. Success pages. Okay, we want to show something to the customer once they've successfully completed their registration. We'll add a new success page. Let's just call it Thanks to Customer. And so I'll just leave it at that. Your form has been successfully submitted. Thank you for your time. And I will click on Save. Now I'll go back to Share. I'll click on Share. Okay, if I want to share this form via social media, I'll just click on Copy, and the URL has been copied now to the memory in my computer. So if I want to share it via social media, or say for example on Facebook, or text it to someone, I'll go to my text messaging on my and that is what will be shown. New customer. The name, obviously the name of the form is very important. I just named it new customer. And I will click on it, and that is what the potential new customer will see. I'll just put a bunch of ones because this is the first time I'm submitting this information. Apartment 1, although that is optional. And a phone number. the email address that I'm using is only for demonstration purposes. This email address, as the form exists now, is not going to be used. I must have mistyped something. Let me double check that. Ampersand, okay. Okay, there's our success form. Your form has been successfully submitted. Your free gift will be shipped ASAP. Thank you for your time. And I will go back to my development environment. This is where we created that form. I'll click on Form Editor, and I'm not going to edit the item at all. Well, right now I'm going to look at results. Let's look at the results. Remember, I submitted this form. I logged into this form one time as a potential customer. And that's the first name, the last name, the street address that I gave, the apartment number, the city, the state. So I have all of this information on potential customer. The date and the time, and IP address. User is the IP address. And so now we have some basic functionality to a useful form. Let's look at okay, I did put the sharing icon on there. Right, okay, that is there already. That slipped my mind. And the form name is new customer. And we've already examined the results. And I'll copy the URL once again to that form. And remember, FormSite not only gives you the tools to create this form, but also hosts it. If I want to go to, say, for example, Facebook, and I want to distribute this on Facebook, there's that pretty lady again. And you see it says new customers, get your free gift here. That's exactly the text that I entered in the sharing section of the development environment. So I'm not going to post this on Facebook because this is just for demonstration purposes. Once I post it, then it will be shared on Facebook. I'm just going to cancel that. I've already demonstrated sharing it via text messaging, and so we know that works very well. And that's the extent of this video. Thank you for watching. Now, in later video, there's going to be another part to this series, at least a 3-part series, I believe. And in later videos, I will show how to make additional modifications and customizations to the form. Thank you for watching.